Today on this Junior's Gasoline Alley, we're going to be talking about control arms for the Team Associated Rival MT10. As you can see here, I've got a control arm just dangling, but I'm not going to be doing a how-to on that control arm because I've already done one and it'll be linked up to the right of this video. But today, we're talking about the new RPM control arms for the front and the rear that are now made for the Rival MT10. So if you've had one of these for a little while, you've probably known that your only option was to buy the factory control arms. And these bad Larrys have a tendency to break, and unfortunately they're only sold in a full set. So you have to get a set of 4, even if you break one. And on this truck, for whatever reason, it loves to eat the left front control arm, just snaps right at the hinge pin there. And well, that means I've got a whole baggie of control arms. Well, luckily, since RPM has finally come out with some control arms for this, you can now buy them in pairs. So I went ahead and I bought a front and rear pair combo here. So the factory front control arm is going to be made out of a fairly rigid plastic, and these have a pretty solid tendency to break. And the new RPM ones, even in the hand, I can get quite a bit more flex out of them. It's clear they're going to have a bit more flex that's going to be available. But a couple of things to mention here that are pretty different. So across the top, this is where the hinge pin goes, and this is often where most of the breakages have happened for me. And you'll see that it's split into 3 pieces on the other one. And I'm not sure if these eyelets are going to distribute the load a little bit better, but that's certainly a different setup. Then when we look inside here, you can see you've got the 3 spots, which are basically allowing adjustment of where the shock's going to be for the leverage ratio and how it's going to handle. But one thing you'll notice is the factory kind of guard that can get installed. Can't be done on the new ones, so the new ones are going to be just on their own. But otherwise, the construction and how this is going to install to the bottom looks pretty similar. So let me go ahead and get it installed, and I'll tell you how it went and how they fit on there. One quick thing I noticed here while I was going to put these on, take a look. It seems that they're actually now universal, left or right. So both have a F for front. But the way that it's going together, you can see that they're actually matching up virtually identical. So that's pretty cool. So when you buy the twin pack of these can be run left or right, which is really nice in case you're, of course, breaking one side every time. With the RPM one installed and the old one still on here, I wanted to show you kind of how it looks there. It's pretty neat. I was just noticing that the RPM arms are indeed symmetrical, which is a pretty neat thing. So that means you can run them left or right. And you can notice here, obviously the look's a bit different. You don't have that little bash guard, but I don't think that'll play into this too negatively. There we have it. We've got the front and rear RPM arms attached up to the Rival MT10. And now all it's going to be is letting my wife go see if she can bash it and break the control arms off again. So I'll jump back here in a few weeks. I'll let you know if they've broken or if they've held up to her abuse. After several weeks of her bashing, and I know those weren't that great of videos, as you can see here, body is considerably worse than it was before, so yeah, you know for a fact she was having some fun. But the point that I wanted to bring up is basically these control arms have been nothing but reliable. That's something that was pretty impressive, and in fact, even on the front one, yeah, on this side, you can see I was a little worried about the bash guard, but that didn't end up being a problem at all. So, yeah, I should have left the body off of it. But underneath the truck, you can see these things held up. They're definitely getting scraped up a little bit, but the amount of flex that you have inside of this, man, really sure does make a difference. Now, the only thing that I ran into, and I'm not entirely sure if this is RPM's fault, but the connector for the front control arm, this piece right there that's inside of there, that's popped off a few times. It could have been because there's so much twist and it's just trying to make sure that nothing broke. But it is something to keep in mind. I did not see it happen on the rear control arms, just the front. So it could also easily be a worn out end link too. Well, anyways, thanks so much for watching this video. If you'd think that these would be helpful for you, I do have a link down in the description below. Personally, it's a no-brainer compared to the factory control arms. Not only do you get the ability to use them left and right, not only do you get the the ability not to buy a pack of 4 when you only break a front, but I think they're pretty useful. So anyways, thanks again for watching this video. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button, let me know that you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and let's see you in the next video.